Okay, welcome back, guys. This is episode 5 of the League365 podcast. I'm your host, Fergo, joined every week, as I am, by Jax. How are you, mate?
Good. How are you going?
Going great, mate. Going great. As people can see from behind us, we are now sponsored by BearBet. How good?
Yeah, how good.
So just before we go, this episode is brought to you by BearBet, backing footy fans all season long with some of the best offers and promotions. Remember, this podcast is general commentary only, not betting advice. Gambling involves risk and you could lose money. Gamble responsibly. If you're under 18, gambling is illegal. For help, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Whew, got to do that every week. Yeah, okay.
Should take your own advice.
Yeah, maybe. Thanks, brother. I've seen your account. It's not great either.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So BearBet. This all happened when we had Rido on the other week, and we got talking, and the boys down there jumped on board, and how good.
Sorted us out, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, just remember there's a link there. I think, is there a link there? You tell them about that, Jax.
Yeah. So there'll be a link in the bio. Go check it out if you want. No obligation to check it out. Also, jump on YouTube and give us a like and subscribe, as you should be doing if you're liking the content. Also, jump on Instagram, TikTok, League365. Give us a follow. It'd be much appreciated. Let's get into it.
Yeah. So the BearBet stuff, guys, they've jumped on board. When the footy season comes around, we're going to have Adam on the program regularly, probably for some tips and some other things on the footy. Remember, gamble responsibly, of course. So that'll definitely be something that will be happening. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to today's show, Jax. A quick rundown. What we've done today, guys, we've picked 5 matchups of players, and we're going to talk about these matchups on who the better player is, their strengths, their weaknesses. If you're building a franchise tomorrow, which one would you sign? And we've got 5 of them to discuss. And we're going to start with a couple of back rowers, Jax. I've picked Hamoli Olakau'atu v. Hudson Young. Where do you sit with these two guys?
Yeah, 2 damaging back rowers. That's a tough choice between 2. I like both players. You know, they both run really good lines out on the edge. They're physical. They're aggressive.
What are their strengths and weaknesses? Let's look at Hamoli. Let's break it down. Let's go with Hamoli first.
Yeah.
Where's his strengths?
Well, his try scoring ability, close to the line, 10 out, runs that hard line, normally 1-on-1 with the halfback. And he just seems to be able to run over him a lot and score. He's a try-scoring back rower.
Yeah, have you seen him in the flesh? He is a giant, he is.
And he can hit blokes as well.
Yeah, to me, his strengths are pretty much obvious. You look at him, he's that wide-running back rower. He's got an offload in him, mate. He's damaging near the line. I do find a weakness in his defence. I feel he's a bit slow to turn and move. Apart from that, he's capable of being the best back rower in the comp for mine.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Yeah. At his best, there is no more damaging back rower.
Yeah.
But Hudson Young's good as well.
Yeah. I think the Hamoli, I don't know if the DCE thing's going to make a difference with him. I don't know. I'm a bit worried about that.
Yeah, whoever plays out on that right edge will have to, work on that combo in the off-season with him.
Yeah, well, I'm tipping Jamal will be there. But I look at it, I think it could be, I know that this will be controversial, but I think it might actually help him. And I'll tell you why. Daly is when he gets the ball, Daly likes to run first. Like, he does run first before he sets up Hamoli or sets out his outside man. Jamal is a catch and feed kind of halfback. He'll catch it and feed. So I think Hamoli might get early ball. And I reckon that could suit Hamoli. Like, I'm not taking anything from what DCE did for him. They had an outstanding combination. But people are probably thinking that it's a really big, it could be a problem. I don't think so. I think that Jamal's going to get it, feed him early, and he'll get early ball. And I think it's going to help Kohler and blokes like that as well.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see. Obviously, that combo with DCE over the last 5 years has been lethal.
Yeah.
But what about Hudson Young?
Yeah, well, I love Hudson Young as a player. His aggression is as good as any back. Him and Liam Martin are probably the most 2 aggressive back rowers in the comp, I'd imagine. Hudson's ball running, his try scoring ability, everything about Hudson, he's fast, which doesn't get talked about much for back rowers, but Hudson's fast.
Yeah.
His defence is outstanding. He hits and hurts. He is a complete back rower, barring a few little misdemeanors that he does have, which he's ironed out. Still got the odd one, little brain explosion in him, but he is an all-round back rower for mine.
He's a try scorer as well.
Yeah.
They're both try scoring back rowers.
Yeah, and you know what he is? You're right, he's a try scorer, but he's a match-winning try scorer. The amount of times he scored match-winning... I remember the Knights, he scored one against the Knights. I think he put a grubber in with about 10 seconds to go and scored. Yeah. He's got that in him where he just seems to be able to create something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Well, so, but... what about weaknesses in Hudson's game?
Maybe errors. You can have a game where he's got a few errors, but apart from that, he's pretty complete as well. Yeah. They're both as good as it gets, in my opinion, for back rowers.
Yeah, I agree. There's an error in him for sure. And it's probably going back to Hamoli. Hamoli's got an error in him
they might trying to offload and push the pass a bit too often. But
Yeah. And the one thing too Hudson's got, I think, probably over Hamoli is a quick play the ball. Very quick to play the ball, Hudson Young, where Hamoli's not as quick. Hudson gets to his front a lot and gets up and he's quick up and plays it quick.
Olu Kalatu is probably a bit harder to get to the ground.
Yeah.
So I know plenty of times he's still standing in the tackle and that's when he generates his fast play the ball.
Yeah, which definitely helps when they can stand. So Hudson's a bit like that too, in a way. Like he stands a lot too. He's very strong, Hudson Young. All right, so the $1 million question, which is a very hard question to answer. Who is the better player out of the two? In your opinion, who is the better of the two?
Oh, geez, that's tough. I'm probably leaning towards Hamoli or Kalatu just.
Yeah, I'm the other way.
Yeah, right.
I think Hudson.
I don't think you can go wrong, but...
I think Hudson... The only reason you can't go... Look, any of these matchups that we've done, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
It's the reason I lean to Hudson is probably consistency. I think Hamoli sometimes can go missing, where Hudson just, even when they get beat, he's usually one of their best three players.
Yeah.
Where Hamoli has these games where you just sit there and go, mate, this bloke's unstoppable. But then he can go missing and can have them games where he's made 50 metres and, missed 6 tackles, dropped 3 errors, and that's the only... it's a toss of the coin job, but that's why I lent to Hudson.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But as I said, I don't think you can go wrong with either of them.
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing we'll put to, if you're building your side tomorrow, which one do you sign first? Now, this can vary from the best player, as we'll see a bit later in the couple of the matchups we've got. If you're going to sign one of them to start a new team, which one do you sign?
I'm just going to stick with Hamoli.
Yeah.
They're similar age. He might even be a little bit younger than Hudson Young. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Well, see, this is where I'm going to. I'd sign Hamoli too. I know it sounds silly, but I think Hamoli's got a bit more, maybe, I don't know if X Factor's the word, but I think you could sell Hamoli better than Hudson Young as a signing. That's just how I look at it.
Yeah.
So to me, if I'm building a side tomorrow, I sign Hamoli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so do I.
Yep. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next matchup we've done, and it's an interesting one. It's Isaiah Yeo v Patrick Carrigan. Where do you see? Let's start with Isaiah. Where do you see him, mate?
Strengths, or just in
everything in general. What do you make of him as a player? Let's go that way.
Well, I think he's the best lock in the game still.
Mm-hmm.
He's been very good. His ball playing ability. He's probably the best out of all the 13s. He goes deep in the line and can play out the back and play late. He's like another 5'8" out there, really.
Mm-hmm.
He runs all day. He seems fit as. He makes meters. He defends well. He's the heart and soul of that Penrith side. Yeah, he'd be hard to... he's hard to,
toss.
Bag as well. Like I don't know what he does wrong.
I remember.
If anything.
I remember we went to a game last year. The two of it was it last year or the year before? Could have been the year before. It was a Roosters Penrith game, and we watched Isaiah Yeo closely in that game. Do you remember this? And we said sometimes when you watch him on TV, you don't get the full acknowledgement of what he does. And we sat there and watched him and went, "My goodness me!"
Yeah, it was. I think. It was
you remember that game?
Yeah, Cleary didn't play either.
That was it. Yeah. Roosters were short faves, and I think was Snyder the 7 or Cogger, one of them.
Schneider.
And but that night Isaiah Yeo, watching him live, I remember us saying to each other, "Wow, you don't sometimes get the full impact of what Isaiah Yeo gives you until you watch him."
The ball playing.
Yeah.
From afar.
Yeah.
Watching at the ground.
Yeah.
You just you just don't see how he manipulates the defence as well as you do on TV.
I remember that game too. Like even his carries, he was getting in behind the ruck and he was just getting through and making 15-metre charges every time. Like
he doesn't look elusive. Like he looks a bit awkward and but his like footwork going into the line is good as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Carrigan now. What do you make of Pat Carrigan? He's a bit similar in the way he doesn't. There's no chinks, I don't think, in Pat Carrigan's game. Does he offer as much as Isaiah Yeo? That's probably the question.
I don't think Pat Carrigan does anything as good as Isaiah Yeo or better. Mm-hmm. I think everything Isaiah Yeo does, he does better than Patrick Carrigan. Not that Patrick Carrigan's not a good player. He's outstanding forward, but I don't think he does anything better than Isaiah Yeo.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Maybe his carries, meters, but that's about it.
Yeah, okay. Probably didn't speak about Isaiah Yeo's leadership as well. Like he's a good leader, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%.
This is going one way, this at the moment for Isaiah Yeo. But look, with Pat Carrigan, I'm a big Pat Carrigan fan. I feel his best form was 2 years ago, though, I'll be honest. I think his form slipped. I thought he was pretty good at the back end of this year, but I thought his form had slipped, to be honest. And I don't know if it was because he moved into the front row or if it was that. I don't know. But I'm kind of with you. I feel Pat Carrigan is an outstanding player, but Isaiah Yeo just has a few more, a bit more arsenal.
Isaiah is the best player in his position.
Yeah. Have I picked the wrong person to compare him with? Is there someone else out there we should have compared him with?
Probably not.
Because this all seems like one-way traffic. I don't even need to ask the question. Who's the better player?
Maybe the only other bloke that you could compare him to is Cameron Murray, but he missed a whole year last year, so it's hard to do it. Yeah. I can't think of any other 13 that you compare him to.
Yeah. Okay, so best player?
Isaiah.
If you're building a side tomorrow?
I'm still taking Isaiah. Does age come into this?
Of course it does. That's you got to take age into it. If you're building a side tomorrow, I'm tipping Isaiah.
I'm still taking Isaiah.
He'd be 31.
He's captain of my team.
Isaiah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm taking Isaiah as well. I just think leadership as well and what he's got. If he was, I'm just guessing he's 31, 32. I'm thinking that's where he would be age-wise. I'm thinking if he's 35 and Carrigan's 28, I'm probably going the other way. But at 31, he's got 3-4 years left in him, Isaiah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so yeah. Okay, so we both agree there. Okay, the next one, this is a real tough one because it's Reece Walsh v James Tedesco. Probably your favourite player in the competition. So hopefully you can take a little bit of...
Who, Teddy? I love Walsh as well.
I know you love Walsh, but you love Teddy.
Yeah.
I think every Roosters fan would love Teddy. So Reece Walsh's form, obviously late in the season, speaks for itself. He was clearly the best player in the game for the last 3 months of the competition, maybe 10 weeks of the competition. But you got to weigh that up against Tedesco's consistency, where he was outstanding as well all year. Dally M winner, superstar, getting better with age. I don't care what anyone says. That was his best year of his career last year. You know, he was cooked 2.5 years ago. He looked cooked.
Yeah.
And to come back, only champions can kind of come back the way he's come back. So let's start with Reece. His strengths are, again, very obvious. Ball running, his ball playing, his speed,
agility.
His agility. He moves better than probably anyone I've ever seen play. I'm the only one I can think of would be Billy Slater, that moved in a similar way. But I think this bloke's even more electric off the spot than Billy was, you know. But with Reece, you know, yes, he had a good 10 weeks, but for the last 2 years, there's probably been at least half of that where it hasn't been good.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of errors. You know, he tidied that up, but who to say if this continues in the next season or not?
Yeah. Well, that's why I think you hit the nail on the head. His attacking ability there's no one that can attack the footy as good as Reece. He can change a game, flip it on its head with his footwork, his speed, his try scoring ability, his try assists. But you can also get a handful of errors from him, pushing the pass or dropping the ball. But you're going to get that because he likes to live and die by the sword when he's out there. But he's
Well, you got to cop that.
Yeah,
you got
100%.
to cop like anyone
because he can win you a game on his own.
Yeah.
With you looked at that Canberra game, he single-handedly won them that game. If Reece Walsh isn't playing, they're not winning.
No.
So games like that,
where
a bloke can come in, play 20 minutes outstanding footy and win you a game, is unheard of, really.
Yeah. So
Tedesco's more consistent, doesn't have as many errors in him. Is a better meter, better gaining meters and carries and work rate.
Yeah.
But he hasn't got the try scoring or try assist ability of Reece Walsh.
No. Not to say that his ability to do that is not good.
No, that's right.
It's just Reece Walsh is off the charts good. Crazy good.
Yeah.
Now, Teddy, let's go on to Teddy. I don't know where his strengths are just everywhere for mine. He's
tackle bust ability.
He's safe under the high ball. As safe as I think he's nearly the safest fullback. Very rare an error comes from him.
Yeah.
Support play is as good as probably anyone. His tackle breaking, as you said, is definitely as good as anyone. And his ball playing has definitely improved. It's not natural to him. His ball playing is not natural. He's not a natural passer. You can see it. Even when he throws a good pass, it's not natural.
Yeah.
You know, but it is improved. He's threw some cracking passes last year.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm struggling. And defensively, we didn't even talk about that. Defensively, he's right up there as well. You know, and I'm tipping his talk behind the line would be outstanding as well.
Yeah.
No, so I'm struggling to find a deficiency with Teddy. I can't find one.
No, not at the moment.
No. I could have 3 years ago because I thought he was he definitely hogged the ball a lot. Didn't pass much and just seemed to sometimes get in the way. And this is not bagging him, but I felt in Origin that was the problem with Nathan. I felt that Teddy they didn't know who to get the ball, and Teddy was getting it when he probably shouldn't have, and vice versa. And I don't know. I just think that now he's got that right because he has brought a pass into his game.
That's probably the one thing. He sometimes tends to overplay his hand, especially if another playmaker's out of the side.
Yeah.
If a Walker or one of the spine members is out, he seems to think, I've got to do a bit more. That's unnatural, a little kick here or pushing the pass here. That's the only negative that I can find, but that doesn't happen very often. Once or twice a year when one of those blokes is out, he might overplay his hand. Yeah.
So with this one, guys, jump on and have a chat about it because this is a real tough one because you're looking at who is the better player, Reece Walsh or James Tedesco. Now, I'm tipping that you're going to have half people saying one, half the other. So I weighed it up and I went, okay, well, I've seen Reece Walsh probably play 18 months of outstanding football, and I don't mean the last 18 months. I mean overall, since he's come into first grade, maybe 2 years. Teddy's got 10 under his belt. I'm going Teddy.
Is this for who
I'm going who the best player out of the two is at the moment? I am saying Teddy.
Yeah.
I'm saying Teddy.
I think Teddy's a better footballer all round, but Reece Walsh is a game breaker and a game changer, which not many people have the ability to do.
Yeah.
But I'm still just taking Teddy.
Yeah. In 12 months, if we re-looked at this, we could have a different opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
If he rips it up next year, you're probably going to go the other way. But I looked at it and I really didn't know which way to go here. But I just went, well, you know what? He's got the runs under his belt, Teddy, and that was the difference for mine.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Reece Walsh, he's the most talented player in the competition. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Doesn't always make you the best player, though.
No, that's right.
I'm not saying he's not the best player. I'm just thinking at the moment, if someone said to me, who's the better player, Reece Walsh or James, I'm saying James Tedesco.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Okay. So if you're starting a side tomorrow, which way? Well, I'll start. It's easy for me. It's Reece Walsh.
Yeah, same.
It's there's a few things coming to it. He's a rock star off the field. He could quit footy tomorrow and be a multi.
Yeah, he's got more Instagram followers than some clubs have.
He is just going to bring people to your club at a click of a finger.
Yeah, 100%.
I think there's no question here. And age, obviously, but it's even if they were the same age, so if they're both 28, I'd still be going Reece just because of what he brings off the field and what he'll bring to a new club.
Yeah,
No,
I'm taking Walsh as well.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the next one we're gone to the centres. And this one we are going Stephen Crichton v Herbie Farnworth. I think they're the best two centres in the game. In my opinion, they're clearly the best two centres in the game. Let's start with Herbie. I've got him written down first, so we'll go with Herbie. What do you make of Herbie? What do you like about Herbie?
He's ball running, runs hard, runs like really hard and fast in his defensive line. He's aggressive and strong. Good defend. He's had a few suspect games in defense, but he probably hasn't got like the same amount of X factor as Crichton, I guess. Like Crichton has got the footwork and the offload, the pass in him, where Herbie's a bit more. He'll try and run over you instead. Not saying that he hasn't got some ability, but I don't think it's as good as Stephen Crichton. What do you say? What's your take on Farnworth?
Well, I'll start as both of them here. The interesting thing I find about these two is I reckon they both could play fullback too. Like I know Herbie went to the Dolphins thinking he may be playing fullback, and I think Stephen Crichton could play fullback as well. Herbie, I'm with you. His ball running's outstanding. Quick play the ball, tackle buster, and his work rate. That's the big thing. Herbie takes 28, 29 hit-ups a game, and his 28th and 29th hit-up are as good as his first. He's not someone that's just taking it. He's always, when he runs it, or think about Herbie, he's trying to break the line every time. He's just not going, I just need to go in and take a hit up here. He tries to get through the line every time. Always seems to poke his nose through. Yeah. Like, you always see him, he's busting through and people are hanging off his ankles and stuff. That's definitely his strength, Weaknesses, got found out defensively a few times, where the other bloke, Crichton, is the best centre in the game defensively. Yeah. And Herbie did get found out a couple of times.
Badly a couple of times.
Was that before the hammy? I think it was before the hammy. There was a couple of games there. I remember he just made some shot. It might have been against your mob too, actually.
I think he was up in Magic Round.
Yeah, he made some horrible decisions. But apart from that, I think he's a pretty all-rounded centre. I think he's got everything you want for your centre. But, so Stephen Crichton... I've always said Stephen Crichton's the best centre in the game. I probably think that still.
Yeah, I agree.
But I still think they should move him to fullback. I'll be honest. I think the Bulldogs should play him at one, which they're not going to. But I think that would be the thing. But Crichton's got everything, hasn't he?
Yeah, 100%.
He can beat the opposite one-on-one. He can run over the top of them. He actually can kick. He's a goal kicker. He's actually not a bad general play kicker too. He just doesn't have to do it. And his ball running is as good as anyone. Yep. His defence is, as I said, he's undoubtedly the best defensive centre in the game, and probably undoubtedly the best centre in the game.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He's a better player than Herbie Farnworth, in my opinion.
I don't think it's a clear win for Stephen Crichton. I've got Stephen Crichton the better player. I don't think it's a clear win, but
he's just got more. More to his game, Stephen Crichton.
Yeah,
as you said, like he can eyeball the opposite centre one-on-one and stand him up with footwork.
Yeah,
he can skip to the outside and he can fend you with one hand and flick and
put your winger away. Yeah.
I've never seen Herbie Farnworth do that.
Yeah. Herbie's more a ball runner, isn't he? Where Stephen Crichton has got that flick and offload in him.
Yeah,
so. And
defensively, he's better.
Yeah, well. I'd really struggle for anyone to say he's not the best. I think they'd be wrong if anyone said he's not the best defensive centre in the game because he just doesn't miss. He does. Do you remember ever him being stood up one-on-one or getting pushed off? I don't recall it. If it's happened, I don't remember it.
No.
So.
And like similar to the Isaiah Yeo one, they're both good. But again, I don't know what Herbie Farnworth does better than Stephen Crichton. Maybe he's a bit more aggressive when he runs.
Definitely more aggressive, and I think his work rate's better. Like does a lot more carries, a lot more probably the donkey work out of his own end than Stephen Crichton. But Stephen Crichton doesn't need to do that.
No.
But that's Herbie's strength.
Yeah.
So I think in them areas Herbie would win, but as an all-round package, to me, Stephen Crichton has been the best centre in the game probably for 2 years, if not longer, and he still is.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, okay.
I'm taking Crichton, and if I'm building a new club, I'm taking Stephen Crichton.
Yeah, so
I don't even have to think about this one.
No, so he just goes. Yeah, you sign him first
100%.
Without any. You wouldn't mind him on both sides of the field, though. Saying that.
Yeah, it'd be a deadly centre combo.
All right, now this is the last one of the matchups that we've done, and I can't wait for this one. This is a beauty. It's Nathan Cleary v Mitchell Moses. Now, every time we talk about Mitchell Moses, TikTok and all that lights up about Mitchell. I don't know why, but it just seems everyone seems to want their say on Mitchell Moses and Nathan Cleary. Now, with Nathan, where's obviously his strengths are everywhere, but what do you make of Nathan?
Yeah, he's one of the best sevens that we've seen in this generation. He's a winner, four-time premiership winner, 5 grand finals, Origin. He's played plenty of Origins, played plenty of tests for Australia. He's clutch. He gets the job done in the big moments. Runs the ball well. Good passing game, good kicking game. He's a great player. He's an outstanding player.
Yeah.
Defends well as well.
Yeah, well, he defends like a back rower.
Yeah.
I don't see any. You can't find. They're good when you look at them and go, can you find a fault?
I don't think you can find many weakness in either role.
I just look at him and I go. I really studied it. And I was just thinking, is there anything that you could go? He could be better there. I just don't know. I couldn't find anything. He's just.
Well, the only thing people bring up is his Origin performances, and he hasn't dominated his Origin. But
what do you make of that? How do you? So I think there's something in it myself. But what about you? How do you see it?
Well, he's a big game player. He's won grand finals. So this idea that he can't play on the big stage in Origin, I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I don't think he can't play in the big stage at Origin. But if you look at him and go, can you remember a game where you just went, geez, remember that performance at Cleary in that Origin?
No.
I can damn tell you, I remember the one Moses performed in, and there's probably 2 of them in the last 2 years. But Cleary, there's not one where you think, and this is not bagging Nathan Cleary, so don't get up me, but I'm just saying that there's not one. There's not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Well, you compare it to Mitch Moses when they lined up against each other in the grand final. Mitch Moses was nowhere really to be seen. But then he dominates Origin. Cleary doesn't dominate Origin. I tell you what I value more importantly is winning those grand finals and winning premierships.
Yeah.
I think they're more important than Origin wins. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. But yeah, it's an interesting one, the Origin argument with Cleary, because a lot of people have their say on it, and they all say the same thing, that he hasn't. But does he need to?
No, I don't think so.
Will he?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know if he will. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. Has he ever got a man of the match award?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and have a look.
Yeah. Don't know. So anyway, let's go to Mitch. As all the listeners will know and viewers will know, I'm a big Moses fan. And I look at Moses similar. I look at him now and I just think, look, 4 years ago, there was chinks everywhere in Moses' game. Now, don't see one. You?
No, he's pretty good. Maybe like laps defensively every now and then. Not probably as strong as Nathan defensively. But his long king game's great. His speed and his take the line on, especially on those short sides, is great. His passing game's good. Kicking game, both long and short's good. They're again, it's like a few of these other combinations we've gone up against. They're hard to split, as well.
Yeah, this is the toughest out of all of them. This is the toughest one. Now, I disagree with you with the defence of Moses. I think he's an outstanding defender. He's not as robust as Nathan, I agree, but man, he puts his body on the line. He doesn't miss, and Nathan's just got that bigger body, so I think he can probably hit a bit harder. But Moses, he come up with some big shots last year. Moses, like some really big shots. Let's break this down a bit more. Let's go through a few things that you want from your 7, and I'll get your opinion on who does it better. All right. Long kicking game.
Just Nathan.
Yeah, I disagree totally. I think Mitch's long kicking game is the best in the competition. Clearly best in the competition for mine. Nathan's is outstanding.
He'd have more 40-20s, Nathan.
Clutch. I was just about to say what you did. Clutch long kicking, I'd say Nathan. He just comes up with clutch plays. But I think in general play, long kicking, I think Moses' kicking game is the best in the competition. Long. just because of the length he gets. He just gets that. He just kicks them out of trouble. And Burton's got that long kick, but Mitch just kicks sides out of trouble. And in that Origin, he kicked New South Wales out of trouble that many times just with that boot. Yeah. Like, he can kick it from his 20 and lands on their 10. He's got that bigger boot.
I just lean to Nath just because the ability to kick 40-20s.
Yeah. Well, that's probably the clutch moments. So yeah, I go Moses. You go Nath. Running game.
Just Moses.
Yeah, I think Moses. Wins that defensively.
Nathan.
What else? What other things that you want?
Short kicking game.
Short kicking game's interesting because Nathan's got on a string, but Moses has really improved in that area too. But I'd probably lean to Nathan. Yeah. I'd probably lean to Nathan. Yeah. And the other one was going to be clutch moments, and it's definitely Nathan. Yeah, Moses actually struggled for a while there, and then I think he broke the duck against someone, went nuts. Remember he
kicking a field goal
against Penrith, that kind of broke the camel's back. Bit like Mitchell Pearce. He was a bit like Mitchell Pearce when he kind of struggled to ice games, and then he nailed one, and now he can ice them. And it was against Penrith. Remember, and that went to extra time. It was when Nathan kicked that 40-metre field goal to get it to extra time, and then Mitch kicked the field goal to beat him. All right, so the question is now, who is the better player?
Who's the better player? I'm leaning just, and it's close, but just to Nathan Cleary.
Yeah, I'm going the other way. I think Mitchell Moses is the best halfback in the game, and I think he's nearly the best player in the game at the moment. That's my opinion.
Well,
you just said it was close. So who's your best player in the game, Nathan?
What, right this second in off-season? Who's the best player in the game, or what are you talking about?
Well, we can go... You can say Walsh for the last 10 weeks. Yeah. That's what people are going to say.
Yeah.
Where do you have Moses? We did quickly talk about this the other week. We rung off a few names. Let's go top 5 players in the game while we're on the subject. So you're going to have Reece.
Yeah. Who would I have in front of Moses as better players based on what we've seen in 2025? Well, James Tedesco.
Yep.
Harry Grant.
Okay, yep.
Well, Harry Grant's
season
destroys. He's destroyed.
Pretty ordinary for half of the season. Didn't do much.
Didn't have Cameron Munster or Jerome Hughes or Ryan Papenhuyzen much of the year.
Harry Grant's
an outstanding player.
He is a gun.
And the way that he can manipulate the ruck and win games on his own from dummy half
he's a gun.
Is unbelievable.
Yeah.
He wins games out of hooker.
Yeah, 100%. Who else?
So there's 3.
Yep.
Well, probably Nathan's just in front of him still as a better player.
As Moses? Yeah.
Then you can toss up blokes like Munster or
just to clarify before I get hammered, right? I didn't say he was the best player. So he possibly is the best player in the game. Possibly.
Yeah.
I think he's in the conversation. Like Reece Walsh, everyone's going to say Reece Walsh because what he did.
Yeah. But what are you judging it off then?
Well, you got to judge it off.
They got to be able to.
Reece Walsh is in the conversation as well. I'm not saying he's not, but we did just say Teddy's a better player than him. You know what I mean?
Well, Teddy's a Dalian medalist.
Well, we just said that. Yeah. But now you're saying Reece Walsh is the best player in the game. So how is he better player than... You know what I'm saying? I get on form in that last 10 weeks, Reece Walsh was dynamite, probably the best 10 weeks anyone's ever produced on a footy field. But does that make him the best player in the game?
Right,
that's the question.
Probably, yeah. If we're talking about who the best player is after, like right now, well, they're not playing footy right now. So you have to go based on who...
So, okay.
What we saw.
Okay.
And Reece Walsh played the best.
Yeah, I get that, right? But
what are we talking about? At their best?
Hang on a second. Let me put this to you, right? How long did Reece Walsh form? Because they were struggling Brisbane, right? And
probably
then...
10 weeks he was good.
10 weeks, okay. Say if it was 4 weeks, is he still the best player in the game? So just hypothetically, I know it's hard, but it was a 10-week period. So if it was a 4-week period and he won it... Say if his form was just ordinary and then he lit the switch... going into the semis and had 4 massive games and won in the comp, is he then the best player in the game? Yeah, but off a 4-week period.
That's not hypothetically.
But it's hypothetical.
Well, I don't know, because you've got to look at who else is playing well in that 4-week period.
I'm saying all the blokes are still the same. Tedesco's there, Nace there.
Probably not based on 4 weeks.
So
Probably
10's, So my argument is...
But it's not like Reece Walsh hasn't played good footy before and he's just played 10 games. Reece Walsh played plenty of good football
He's played
games.
plenty of ordinary footy too.
So has Mitchell Moses over his career.
100% he has. But he hasn't for 2 years.
Didn't play much footy last year.
Yeah, but when he played, he was very good.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, if you start saying, well, Walsh isn't the best player because he's had bad games.
Oh, no.
If we're talking about
No, didn't say that.
If we're talking about blokes who haven't had bad games, well, the two best players are over their career, James Tedesco and Nathan Cleary.
Yeah.
Nathan Cleary's barely had a bad game.
Yeah. It's a good argument. So, but no, it's hard to line that. All I'm saying...
He's definitely in the top 10 players in the game.
Who?
Mitchell Moses, pushing top 5 players, in my opinion.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, that should be fun. Anyway, okay, so that was the 5 matchups. Oh, we didn't say, if you're starting a side tomorrow... Nathan. Yeah, I'm Nathan too, obviously.
Because he wins more footy games.
Mine's age. Yeah.
Well, I'm taking both. I think Nathan's a better winner of footy games, which is what you want as a club, and slightly younger.
Yeah. Well, he's... What's Nath? 28? 29? Max?
No, I don't think he's that old.
He's got to be... He'd be 28, have to be. He debuted in 17,
sure
didn't
he's
he?
younger than me.
Is he?
Might be
How old are
27,
you?
29.
29?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm taking Nathan too. I just think he's a bigger name too than Mitchell Moses. I think he's a bit like what I said about Reece Walsh. He just attracts people.
He's just a winner as well.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to some rumours, Jax. We as I said the other week, we don't want to dive too much into rumours, but let's talk about a couple that you've kind of got on your mind.
Yeah. So I guess probably the hottest free agent at the moment is Keon Kalong-Matangi. He was linked to move to Parramatta. Were interested a few weeks ago, and now it's come out throughout the week that Dragons have got a private helicopter and flew him down to Wollongong. So a long drive from South Sydney to Wollongong. So they thought they'd just do it express.
Hour and a quarter.
Bizarre flying him down to Wollongong.
Yeah, it's just trying to flex their muscles.
Yeah,
really.
So it's interesting the bidding war that is probably taking place behind the scenes for Keon. You got the Souths there that are probably desperately need to keep him.
Yeah.
Dragons desperately need him, and Parramatta would really do well with another outstanding middle.
Yeah.
Or back row, wherever you want to play him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting where this develops.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that? Quickly.
My thoughts on it is, I'm just going to have a stab. I could be wrong. I think Parramatta are out of the race. I think it's down to him staying at South or going to the Dragons. I think the Dragons are going to do everything possible to get him.
Yeah.
And I think they will get him.
Yeah, well, they need a big name signing.
I think they'll get him because I think Flanagan's now desperate, and I think he could demand up to $1 million.
Yeah. No,
and I think they'll pay it. I'm not saying he's worth $1 million. I'm just saying I think the Dragons would go to $1 million to get him. And just watching the way Riles, the reason I think Parramatta are out of the race is because you watch. I think Riles just says this is what a player's worth. If it goes over, gone.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm not going to push it where the Dragons are desperate.
Yeah.
And I think they will. And I think South will hold their nerve. And I think they'll say, mate, here's 800 or 750, 800. What do you think he's worth?
Probably about 800.
Yeah, I think he's an $800,000 player.
Yeah.
Especially now moving to the middle. I think he's even more important. So, and that's why I think the Red V might get him, just for them reasons. And
I don't think it's a great look for South with him not. He's not eager to re-sign at South Sydney.
Yeah.
He's testing what he's worth, and
it is a good time to be testing though.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Yeah. Like who knows? I'd be surprised if Meninga hasn't had a sniff.
Yeah.
Be very surprised if he hasn't. Because you see this stuff happen all the time. You hear all these clubs. It happened with Adam Fanua-Blake. There was about 4 clubs after Adam Fanua-Blake, and then 2 days later, Cronulla signed him, and they weren't even in the conversation.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if something like that happened. My gut says he either stays at South or goes to the Dragons. That's what I think. What about you?
I'm just going to say he stays at South because that's the easiest option. But if he moves, it ruffles some feathers with a couple of sides. One that he goes to and improves, and South. So then they're short on middles anyway. They lose Keon.
Yeah.
Throws a spanner in the works there.
You're right. They're desperate to keep him.
100%.
Desperate to keep. But to me, they're probably you're probably right. They're probably still on. They've still probably got. They're in the best posse to keep him. Like he's come through there, and but Flanagan, he's desperate. He's desperate for a kill, Flanagan. Desperate
and
for a
they
kill.
need something to give their fans a bit of hope as well.
100%, so...
Just on the back of Meninga, the other rumour that is circling around this week is Zach Lomax is going to go play rugby for the Western Force for a year and then link up with the Bears in Perth.
Is that the rumour?
That's the rumour.
I hadn't even heard that.
They reckon that he'll go play a year for Western Force and then possibly move to Perth Bears the year after. But the strength of that rumour, I'm not too sure. And off the back of Zach Lomax, the other one that's doing the rounds is Brian Kelly to Parramatta. Yeah. So as a replacement for Zach Lomax.
Okay.
I wouldn't be going after Brian Kelly.
Let me start with Zach Lomax. Zach Lomax. Well, wonder what Parramatta have they just released him? Do you think with no clause in it, in the way of like you can't go to another club for a certain amount of time? Like
I'm not sure.
I can't understand how this can kind of happen.
Yeah, I got
like he's going to go to if that's true, if that happens, technically he still would have been under contract with Parramatta.
Yeah, well, didn't he have to get the release from Dragons to even go to Parramatta?
That's right. So what? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like Parramatta signed him, and then just let him go without well, if you come back to the league in the next 3 years, you've got to come here, or they get first dib at him.
Yeah.
Surely you'd be doing that.
I think I think Riles is just building a team that wants blokes that want to play for Parramatta, and if you don't want to play for Parramatta, then there's the door.
Which I like. And that's probably what I said. I think he's a coach that just goes, okay, this bloke's worth this. We're not paying a cent more. If they want to come here, they come here. Yeah. Sorry, that's my phone.
And the biggest rumour that's gone around the last 24 hours is Tino Fasua-Malawi linked to the Roosters. Which
stop there. Stop.
I want to go back. Hang on. Everyone gets linked to the Roosters.
I want to go to Brian Kelly.
Oh, right, yeah.
Brian Kelly to Parramatta. Brian Kelly, he's actually a good player. He's got similar traits to Herbie, right? Very good ball runner. But, mate, errors and stupidity have cruelled that bloke. Like, I don't think there's a player in the game that does more stupid things than Brian Kelly.
Yeah. His defence is awful.
His defence is awful. The amount of times he gets up and drops it and to play the ball is more than anyone in the... I'd love to be able to pull up a stat on who drops it. It's him.
Yeah.
The amount of times he gets up and drops it and then blows up to the ref. He does my head in, Brian Kelly, because he does some things and you go...
Yeah, I wouldn't be going after him.
I wouldn't. I'd probably take him if they said you can have him for 150, because I think you can get something out of him at 150. But
he's going to be more.
He could be a really good. He could have been a really good player, Brian Kelly. But
probably didn't help. He went to the Gold Coast.
Probably didn't he? Well, he was at Manly first, and you watch him and sometimes think he's got something, Brian Kelly. But man, the errors would. If I support the club he was playing at, would do my head in, Brian Kelly. It would do my head in. What was the next thing you said? Tino, I saw this pop up. I saw this pop up yesterday. This can't happen, can it? Well, it can't happen.
It'd be pretty good if it did. But
so, are you saying their front row would be Nate White, who possibly could be one of the best front row? If he's not already in the top 5 front rows in the game, he's going to be. Tino Fasua-Malawi, however you say his name, and then you got Spencer off the bench,
and Lindsay.
It can't happen. It can't. That can't happen.
It would be bad for all the other teams. If Roosters got a massive fish like that, it would be not good for the.
They've already got about 5 massive fucking fishes.
And to take it away from a struggling club that needs all the help they can get in the Gold Coast.
Okay, Zach's our producer here. Zach, if this happens, if Tino signs right with the Roosters, we need to tag Gordon Tallis in this, because he's going to have a field day.
Oh yeah,
he absolutely blows up about anyone signing with the Roosters. If Tino Fasua-Malawi goes there, right, it will be.
He'll have a cry.
A cry. He'll be down at headquarters taken up with.
That's Robinson. One thing. I think I'd rather Tino sign to see Gordon Tallis have a sook than actually get into it.
It won't be. It'll be more than. I can't remember who it was last year when he carried on like a peanut about someone that was
Fafita. It was David.
It was David Fafita. Yeah, that's
when
right.
When he was going to the Roosters the year before.
He just carried on about it. If this happens,
Oh, he'll lose his.
I'm with you. I want it to happen.
Yeah, just so we can see what tell us.
I want it to happen because it won't. It can't. It just can't happen. In my opinion, it can't. But I will defend the Roosters salary cap wise because you know what? A lot of these blokes that they've got that are going good weren't on big money. Like Marky Mark, he probably wasn't on big money from Union. I'm tipping. Robert Toya. Who else they got there? Siwa Wong, Hugo Savala. White wouldn't have been on massive money. Their form just all went through the roof, right? So, now they're worth more, but the Roosters, they got that out of them players.
Yes.
It's not like they've gone and fished them all from other clubs and then built this side. So, and they have lost a shitload of players in the last few years. Shitload of players. And big money players like Hargraves and Joseph Manu, Joseph Suwali. Like, they've lost a lot.
League365,
and they didn't bring too many in.
No.
Did they bring anyone in? Just Marky Mark on.
And Chad Townsend.
And the Chad. Leave the Chad alone.
Yeah.
They brought him for experience, Chad.
Those were the only two
Don't forget the Chad, right? He steered him to that win in round 2 against Penrith when they were $10 to beat Penrith that night. Yeah. So...
But
the Chad's he's flying. He's got his potty. He's flying the Chad. So his golf videos he does on YouTube. Chaddy, you got to breaking 80 is a hit. I love breaking 80. He does his breaking 80, so he goes around to all the local golf clubs and sees if he can break 80. But they're all the local ones in the Shire, so I know them really well, and it's gold TV. So breaking 80, Chaddy, got to bring it back, brother. Okay.
But interesting development with Tino. He's got that clause where I think it's early in the year, up until round 10, he can make a decision and jump ship. So that'll be something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if Gold Coast
I still think it's a long shot he goes to the Roosters.
Oh, definitely.
It just doesn't feel... Sometimes you just look at it and go, it's just not going to feel right. But that's happened a lot of the Roosters.
Yeah, well, yeah.
When Cooper Cronk went there, there's been names that have gone, then you think...
Well, you don't think... When you thought Spencer Leniu at Penrith, you didn't think Eastern Suburbs Roosters, did you?
Correct. Yeah, correct. They are a side that kind of can pull off something like that.
Yeah,
but
100%.
I still think it probably doesn't happen. Okay, so anything else floating around? Oh, there was... Someone got in trouble. Who got in trouble this week? Oh, Wendell. No.
It was... the Moose Maguire, wasn't it?
Oh, he's in trouble too, but Wendell's in trouble.
Wendell's over.
He got taken into custody or something, yeah. And Moose Maguire's in a bit of trouble. Yeah, I think the Axe Gilmour, there's been a bit of trouble this week, but they're the old fellas. Let them be. Yeah. Let them be. Let them have fun.
Not Josh Maguire.
No, not Josh Maguire. No. Yeah, I haven't read the whole thing about.
Let's
Josh
go.
Maguire. Next segment. Leave Wendell alone. Okay, so. Last week on the show, guys, I mentioned something about the NRL sprint that we've had enormous feedback on when we spoke about the Jason Saab and Lockie Khan Pereira conversation. And then all the punters out there jumped in. They had Tolu Kola. They had all kinds of blokes saying that they're quickest and blah, blah, blah. So what we've done here on League365 podcast, it is a world first. We have done an interactive race. We have crunched all the numbers. We've looked at their speed off the mark. We've done a hell of a lot of research into this, and we've come up with a final field of 8. We have got a market. Proud sponsors BetBear. We've got it's a novelty market. Remember, gamble responsibly, even though you can't gamble on this. It's a novelty market, so you can't actually bet on it. But we have put a market up about this. So we've got 8. We're going to release the field right now, and then we are going to do the race at some point, hopefully, I don't know, in the next few days, maybe today, maybe next week, I'm not sure. And there's going to be an interactive race, and we're going to call the race in the way that we think they would finish if it was a 100-metre sprint.
Yeah.
Take over, Jax, while I find our field and info.
Yeah, so like just said, we crunched the numbers and we've had a look at a fair bit of footage on who we think the fastest is based on speed, agility and all that. So it's going to be a bit like the virtual horse racing.
Phantom, like the Phantom
But what was that thing
the
that you
Phantom Call. So the Melbourne Cup, the night before on Sky Racing or on 2KY or whatever it is these days, they do a Phantom Call of the Melbourne Cup. So they just basically think who will win it, and they actually call the whole race. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to call this race with the interactive thing on the screen, and yeah, we'll see how we go. And let's announce the field.
Yep. Go
Okay,
on.
so the field is for the NRL. What are we going to call it? We haven't. Did we name
sprint.
it?
Just NRL
Thanks,
sprint.
mate. Thanks for your
100 metre sprint.
Hey, so it's the NRL interactive 100-metre sprint, and in lane 1 we have the Brisbane superstar, nail polished up Reece Walsh. In lane 2 we have the Dolphin flyer Hamiso Tabuai Fidow. In lane 3 is former Rooster and now Newcastle Knight. Well, actually, former Knight to the Roosters, back to the Knights. The Pommy Dominic Young in lane 3. In lane 4 is the Manly flyer Tolu Kola. In lane 5, his teammate Jason Saab, and he's favourite to win the 100-metre sprint. Doesn't mean he will, but he's favourite. In lane 6 is the Titans flyer that's gone to the Warriors. Sorry about that. Is Lockie Khan Pereira. In lane 7, we have Division 3, Division 4 GOAT of Oztag and Manly youngster, would I say?
Yeah. Handsome ball playing middle forward.
Handsome ball playing, eyes up, very quick. Tom Yeager is in lane 7. And in lane 8 is the Canberra flyer and former track star Xavier Savage, if you didn't know that. He actually did a bit of track work when he was younger, actually, Xavier Savage. So that is the field. Quickly, you repeat it. Reece Walsh in 1, Hamiso Tabuai Fidow in 2, Dominic Young in 3, Tolu Kola in 4, Jason Saab in 5, Khan Pereira 6, Jaeger in 7, and Xavier Savage in 8. And just before I pass to you, Jax, on your thoughts on this, I'm just going to put the market, our novelty market up for BearBet, and it is Jason Saab is $1.65, Tolu Kola is $4, Lockie Khan Pereira and Xavier Savage is $6.50, Hamiso is 11, Reece Walsh is 51, Dominic Young is 101, and Tommy Jaeger is $251 to win the NRL sprint. Just remember, it is a novelty market. It's not a betting market. And remember, gamble responsibly if you are betting with the guys from BearBet. Thoughts? Jacko, thoughts on this race that we're going to call and have an interactive vision of?
Yeah, there's some serious speeds that's there in that lineup. I like Jason Saab still. I think he's the fastest man in league. Walsh has got that acceleration. I think Kolu and Savage, they're smokies. They're lightning quick as well. But I think Sabi. I think if they ran the actual like a fair income race as well, like 100-metre sprint, I think Sabi would get them all. But Savage and Kola, smokies.
I know one thing that when we did crunch numbers, we went right into this, guys, just so you know, and there was some interesting things that came out. There was a couple of blokes that aren't in this field that easily could have pushed in where you actually didn't think they were that quick, but they were, off the stats that we pulled, they were actually right on the border of actually making this field. So, but anyway, that's the field. Definitely stay tuned because it is going to drop very soon. Again, I'm not really sure. Do we know, Zach, our producer, Zach?
Maybe next week.
On TikTok, early next week.
Early next week on TikTok, it'll be done. So tune in for that and make sure you have your chat about that and say all that. Okay, now let's quickly move on now because we're running a bit short of time. Let's go on to the viewer questions, starting with King Mitch. He has written to us, if Bennett doesn't win a comp in the next 3 years, is it a failure? Consider all the prelims that they've been in under his watch.
Well, they're not winning a comp in the next 3 years. South Sydney.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Failure? No, I didn't have them winning the comp with Bennett going there the second time around.
Yeah.
I thought he'd help them get back to some winning footy and push back for top 8 spot.
Yeah.
But I didn't have South Sydney anywhere near premiership contenders.
Yeah. So let me reframe it then. Is out of 10, how's his performance, Wayne
Right
Bennett?
now, like based on what we've seen.
Well,
so
if
far?
he,
or like taking in consideration,
King Mitch has asked in the next if he doesn't win the comp in the next 3 years. So we've got to take it they don't win the comp in the next 3 years.
Are we basing? I think he means we take into consideration his first stint at South.
Yes, 100% because he's mentioned the prelims.
Well, then it would be a failure for mine because they should have. I don't know what they make one grand final in the COVID year. They made like 4 prelims in a row. So it's a fail. If you get that close. Multiple years, like 5 years in a row, 4 prelims and a GF.
They did make 4 prelims in a row, and they made 1 GF off it.
And you don't win.
And they nearly won it. That's the Crichton intercept.
No,
That was the Crichton
then
intercept.
It's a failure. If we're taking in Wayne's whole body of work at South Sydney, and you got to give it a pass or a fail, it's a fail.
Yeah. Okay, so you got them none in the next 3 years?
I'd be very surprised.
Did you just quickly on that before we move on to the next one? Did you see David Fafita and Latrell wrestling on the beach today?
No, I didn't see that.
They've got a video. They were doing work and they wrestle each other on the beach. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, right.
So you have a look at that. Have a look at that, guys, too. Okay, so King Mitch, we're saying it's probably going to be a failure. If they don't win the comp, it's going to be a failure.
100%.
So I tend to agree. I think, What happens if they make a grand final and get beat again? Does that change things? Slightly, okay.
Yeah.
Let's move in. King Mitch, had something else to say about PNG. This was an interesting one. We spoke about PNG last week, that if they... Well, I did. I said about if they run out the PNG Hunters side, they'll get beat 50 every week, and I stick to that. I think they will. Mitch is saying, would NRL sides, if it's going to be an easy kill, would sides be resting players when they go there? Oh, and I think they will. I think if they're on a 5-day turnaround, 6-day turnaround, got to go to PNG, know they're going to win by 50... Are you resting?
Probably not.
Yeah, I think
it's hard to win games in the NRL. You got to win as many games as you can. You can't go into a game thinking, "Oh, we'll be sweet here. We're playing bloody PNG. We'll get the win." Because wins are too important. You got to play your strong side and guarantee you get a win.
Yeah,
I keep telling you, but I'm going to keep telling you, Perth are in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
Do you see those blokes they signed this week? They're cooked.
Yeah,
and they haven't even come in. I'm telling you.
God, I hope Perth make the 8 in the first year and we can replay.
I don't care who PNG dish up, right? PNG, they'll beat Perth in the first year. PNG in 2028 will beat Perth.
When you spoke about this, I thought about it off air and I thought, I actually agree with you. I actually thought, you know what? Perth, they need to perform.
They've signed two blokes that went over and played for London Broncos in second division English league. They couldn't get a start at Canterbury in North Queensland.
All right, let's move on to the third question. I was really happy about this question because not about the question. I hate the question, but I liked it. It's our first female caller. Well, not caller. Our first female that's written in a question, and it's from Archer Queen. Archer Queen has asked, and it feels like it's half a dig, but anyway, let's have a go. It said, can Cronulla overcome their poor final performances to be a contender in 26? Can they really ever compete with the top tier teams like the Storm? So a couple of things here with Archer Queen. I'm thinking she's a Melbourne supporter. I've got a feeling I think she lives in the Shire. I'm not 100% sure. And she supports Melbourne. So there's question marks on Archer Queen straight away. But she may just have jumped on the bandwagon. But let's talk about what she said. Can Cronulla, and you're probably better off to do this, can Cronulla turn it round and compete with the top sides? Well, they compete. That's the stupid thing.
I know what she's saying. Like,
can they beat them
and win go to a grand final?
Basically, that's what she's saying.
You want my answer?
100%. I want your answer.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think that they are doing exactly what that roster's meant to do. Push for top 4. Get to finals, win finals games, but I can't see what they're going to do differently this year that's going to push them that extra step into a grand final and then win a premiership. It just feels like you get the same Cronulla every year since Fitzy's taken over. It's not bad because they're a consistent team that wins footy games and pushes for top 4. So they're a good football team.
Yeah.
But are we going to get a different Cronulla in 26? I don't think so. What do you reckon?
I reckon, giving hope to Cronulla fans, including myself, I feel every year there's been a step forward. And I feel that it's getting closer, but I've got a bad feeling that it just may not they may not get there. Like I looked at last year, they missed the 4, which in my opinion killed them. But they did go out and beat the Roosters, then go to Canberra and beat Canberra, even though Ethan Strange pulled out and they'd come off that game the week before. But they smacked Canberra down in Canberra. And then they had a 6-day turnaround, went to Melbourne and got beat by 10. Like it wasn't like it had been the last few years where they'd gone out the back door and it was pretty disappointing. So I thought there was improvement. I fear the Ronaldo injury. I know it's a winger and people go, oh, he's a winger. No. He brings a lot to that side. A lot of the donkey work out of the back end and a lot of that, he brings a bit of mongrel to their side as well. I think that's going to hurt them big time. And I think we spoke about the other, they need someone. They need someone at the back.
Yeah.
And
to me, they're not getting anyone next year.
They're not getting anyone. I know that. But if you put someone in there, like Adam went in, and I thought that might have been the key. But again, they come up short. But I think if you put, and I'm just throwing names out here, like because I know what kind of fullback I think they need, like a Keanu Kinney, a Tolu Collar. You put that at the back, I have a completely different opinion of them. That's how I see them. But they're going to run out with Will Kennedy at the back. They're going to run out with that same side. And you can just see them finishing somewhere from 3rd to 6th. Probably win a semi and probably not make that next step. It just looks like that will happen again. I think they've squeezed everything. Fitzgibbon's done a great job with them. Like, because you look at their roster and it's a good roster, a really good roster, but it's not outstanding. You don't go, it's an outstanding roster. But he's got everything out of them blokes.
Yes, definitely.
Is there anyone in that side you think is a better player than what they've produced? You'd probably struggle.
Is a better player.
So what I'm saying is, do you think if any of them blokes went to another club, would you get more out of them?
Maybe Nico Hines, maybe. That's it.
Well, geez, they got a bit out of him.
But that's the only one I can think of.
But that's probably what I'm saying. But I think if you went through other clubs, you'd probably find blokes you go,
you're right.
And I think with Cronulla, I think they've just squeezed everything out of every single player there. And I don't know where, I said it the other week, I think individuals need to improve it, but I think they've nearly peaked.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think they've peaked. So anyway, that's it, Archer Queen. We think you're probably right that they won't, they probably need something to push them top sides or beat them in big games. But I suppose we'll wait and see next year. We'll see how Melbourne go.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, guys, so that's it for today's show. We want to thank our new sponsors, BearBet, who have come on board. Remember, gamble responsibly. And Jats, I'll pass to you for the social information.
Yeah, so jump on YouTube, guys. Give us a like, subscribe. Check our videos out. Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. Jump on League365. Give us a like, show us some love. Thank you very much.
And remember, guys, the interactive 100-metre sprint, if you want to know who the fastest man in league is, you're about to find out. So make sure you keep your eye out. That's it for today. Thanks, guys, and tune in for the race.